Okay, here we go. Okay, nunc demum reddit animus. Nice and short. Now, finally, courage is returned. Et quamquam. And although, primo, in the first place, the first thing immediately, statum, beatissime, superlative, saeculi, double genitive, autu. That was an ablative fourth. And so, although immediately the first thing which has arisen in this most blessed of age, Nerva Caesar, that's nominative, res olim dissociabilis. Olims are once upon a time, long ago, sometimes that even means the future, so that something once, a res dissociabilis. These are matters that don't socialise, they're not usually together, so here's mixed in, miscoerit. Nerva Caesar is mixed in together things that were usually disassociating. He did this immediately at the beginning of this blessed age in the Principate and Libertatem. These are accusatives and in freedom. Orgiatque, and he increased quotidae, daily, that's an adverb. Okay. Felicitatem temporum, that's genitive, so there's the luckiness of the times. Nerva trianus, a nominative, has increased daily the luckiness of the time or the fruitfulness of the time. Nec spem modo, so not only spam ac votum. This is the hope and prayers or securitas publica. Okay, we'll continue on. Sed ipsius voti fiduciam. So that's like the trust or the confidence. Okay, so if we add this all together, not only the hope and prayers in public security or the confidence in public, he adds some sort, there's a verb, so because of Nerva Trianus doing this, daily increasing the luckiness of the times, not only the public hopes and prayers basically, but also the confidence in their vows themselves, and it's taken up strength. Robo, that's a neuter. Natura tamen, that's just an adverb, conjunction. Let's read the whole. Infirmitas humanae, genitive, tardiora sunt, remedia quem mala. So nevertheless, the nature of human infirmities, they have a slower remedy, quem mala. So nevertheless, the remedy in nature of these genitives, of the infirmity of humans, acts slower than the ills, these problems. Et ut corpora nostra, and as our body, lente, that's the adverb there for slowly, as it grows or increases slowly, keto, quickly extinguuntur. So our bodies grow slowly, but quickly they die out. Sic ingenia studiaque. Oppresseris facilius, it's comparative, quam revocaveris. That's a future passive verb here. So the inborn nature and the zeal you can oppress more easily than you can recall it or to revive it. Subit quipi, that's an adverb there. Etiam ipsius inertiae dulcido. So since even the inertia, which is slothfulness, it's a leisurely state itself, subit we could take as occurs or happens. It has its own sweetness or pleasure. And invisa, it'll be adjective, primo, and first what we hate, this hated slothfulness or laziness, postremo, afterwards, amator, it is loved. Quid si per quindecamenos. So we'll just start here. If through 15 years, we'll just say that as what? Grande mortalis avi spartium. So spartium and grande, that'd be IS if it was male or female. So for a large space, a grand space of a mortal age, if we take 15 years as that, multi, many by fortuitous and chance, promptissimus, the most ready, each one who's most ready, by the savagery of the Principes, that's the emperor, have been killed. So many have been killed by fortuity and by chance, and the most ready by the savageness of the emperor. Porky at, also a few, as thus I've said before, not only of others, but even of us, superstites, that they've outlived, they've remained living. So they've outlived not only the others, these are the people in the empire, but even ourselves. So exemptus. So these 15 years have taken out from the middle of life, these would be ablatives, so many years, by which the young men ad senectutum have gone to old age, the old men, the senes, prope ad istos, almost to itself, the exacte aetis terminos, to the full terminus, the full limits of age. So the young men have grown to old age, and the old have come near the total limits of their lives. Per silentium venemus. We have come here through silence, by not speaking against the emperor. Non tamen piget. I've not yet regretted. I don't think that's all. That's probably the adverb vel. Even the incondita ac rudi voce memoriam. Don't regret the memory, prioris servitudis, of prior servitude. So this is with an incondita. It's not well created, basically, and a crude voice, just the rudiments of it. And the testimonium presentium bonorum compovisi. So he doesn't regret his memory of the prior servitude, that he is composed of the good things that happened. So, of blessings and things, of the present testimonium and in prior servitude, and that was how he voiced it in a crude manner. Hic interim liber. Meanwhile, this book, Honori Agricolae Socceremius, to the honour of my, that's a family relation, that's his father-in-law, Agricola. He's determined, or that's what he's intended this book for. Professione, it's a noun, pietatis, aut laudatus erit, or excuse me. So in this professional manner, or in this dedication of piety, it'll either be praised or it'll be an excuse. Gaius Julius Agricola, veterae and illustrae. That's the old and illustrious Foro Juliensum Colonia Ordos. That's where he sprung up. He arose in this colony of Foro Juliensis. It's got a proper noun capital. Utrum qui uvum. On both sides, his grandfather, Procuratum Caesarum habet. They held a procuratorship of Caesar, which was a equestris nobilitas, which was a equestrian nobility lines, and on each side his grandfathers were procurators. Pater Illi, the father to him, Julius Graecinus Senatore Ordinus. So his father was Julius Graecinus in the senatorial ranks. Studio eloquentiae sapiente qui notus, known for his studies of eloquence and rhetoric, and sapientia, that's wisdom. So ius qui ipsis virtutibus. So these very virtues, the ire of Gaius Caesaris, I'm not having a good day today, Meritus, these earned him the ire of Gaius Caesar. Namque Marcum Solanium accusere usus est. That's a past participle. And 4, he was ordered to accuse Marcus Solanium, and because quia abnurat, he shook his head no, he said no, interfectus est, and he was killed. Mater Julia Procilla fuit, his mother was Julia Procilla, of rare chastity, rare chastitatis. In huis sinu, 4th ablative, and indulgia. So, in her lap and indulgence, educatus, past participle, he was reared up, he was in her lap basically, or in a, per omnium honestarium artium cultum, and through all puritiam and adolescentiam Transeget. So he crossed through all his boyhood and adolescence in this, through all the culture of these honest arts, basically. So he was reared in liberal education. Arcabat eum. He fended off him from electribris peccator. These are the laws of sin, basically, peccatatium. Besides himself, a good and wholesome nature, these fended him off from those laws of sin, and because start him immediately, parvulus, from when he was a little child, got accusative, sedem and magistram, the seat and teacher studorum of his studies. He had Massalim, that's a town actually, which is a locum Graecae, a Greek place. Commentata, this is refinements, and the parsimmonia of a province. So it was a mixture. It was a Greek place with a mixture of refinements and the parsimony of the provinces, and compositum bene, and that's an adverb for well. Yeah, so compositum just goes, the Greek place was composed of a mixture of that. Memorio teneo, I hold in memory, solitum ipsum narrare. He was accustomed himself to narrate himself, that's reflexive, that first in his youth at Juventa, Acrius, he was rather sharper in the studies of philosophy. Ultra quam concessum, that's beyond which is conceded, dative to a Roman and a senator. Horise, he had drawn in more sharply of this study of philosophy, except that's ne prudentia matris, the wisdom of his mother. Now we've got accusative. Insensum and flagrantem, it looks like a present participle accusative. She had checked. Okay, so the wisdom of his mother had checked his burning and incensed mind. Scilicet, adverb. Obviously, sublimi and erectum and genies, high and stiff characteristics. Pulchritudinem and speciem, the beauty and appearance, magnae, of great and excelsaequi, and of high glories, rather vehemently or more vehemently than cautiously ad pedibet. He was seeking these. So obviously because of his characteristics, he was seeking the beauty and appearances of these great and high glories vehemently. Mox mitigavit, that's a perfect. Soon he was mitigated by ratio and age. So by his reasoning and his age, he soon became milder. And we've got an enclitic, retinuit, and he retained, we've got a little clause, quod est difficulum, superlative, from sapientum modo. So he retained a modum, a limit from wisdom, quod est difficulum, which is most difficult.